Welcome to another episode of Ginger Bros Dent Show with your hosts, Brandon Schmitz and Andy Patrick. Tonight, we want to welcome the one and only TC Martindale with Carolina Dent Pro. You don't want to miss this show, so get ready. Oh man, look, I almost had it and I still had the overlay up. So hey, it wasn't bad. That one turned out all right. So we got a cool little intro and outro.
Yeah, good job on that intro, dude.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. So welcome everybody. Ginger Bros Dent Show, our 12th episode, and it's gonna be a fun one tonight. Got a great guest on here. I don't know him personally.
I do.
Andy knows him, and he's like, "Hey, we got to have him on here." I'm like, "Heck yeah, let's go."
TC's full of knowledge. He just awesome dude. Like he should be a motivational speaker. Every time we're around each other, like I come back hyped, ready to do some shit. Like he just gets me really ready to roll. I'm like, hell yeah! So I love TC to death. I'm excited to have him on.
Awesome. Well, looks like Corey Nichols is back. He is the first one to.
Josh was trying to get him.
Yeah, Josh was. John Krug's on. He was the second one. James
Nice.
Bernard. My drive. I forgot. Yeah, every time it's his drive home. Josh Roberts. Amanda's on. What's up?
Yep. Josh and Corey going back and forth. What's up, Jim? Wish you could stick around, but
let's see.
Appreciate you checking in on us.
Heck yeah. Is that Jim Mitchell?
Dragos? I'm assuming. I hope he.
Well, if it's Jim, man. Hey, and I told Andy this last week. I'm like, dude, why didn't we say anything about Jim? But Jim, if that's you, buddy, hey, glad you're doing better. Seems like you're getting around and stuff and back in the gym. So, yeah, for you, yep, cool. That's Jim. So,
Jim, we've been praying for you, brother.
Praying hard and. Yeah, man, that's a scary thing, and I know none of us want to go through that crap. None of us. But yeah,
did you see his boy Hudson Tansey came in, swooped in, and was helping him out and stuff. That was sweet.
I saw sweet little Hudson
with his little computer compared to Jim's big computer.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
So we got Christopher Allen on here, Mandy, my wife. Yeah, Jim saying it was him. Hey, yeah, we know you'll be back. You'll be better than ever, too.
Oh, yeah. Y'all talk like me. I like the way you talk.
I like the way you talk. You got a pretty mouth right there. Hey, but Jim, yeah, I sent you a text, and I'm not looking for a response on that right after it happened. But look, I've had 3 heart surgeries growing up. My aortic valve, we can talk later on all that stuff, man. But having a heart attack, dude, that's whew. Especially as young as you are. That's scary, man.
I got a friend I grew up with. He had one right the week of Thanksgiving. He's 40 years old and had 2 stents put in at 40. I'm like, God dang. That's why part of the reason I'm trying to quit smoking that, and it's getting too damn expensive. I ain't there yet, but that's my next goal is to get rid of that shit.
Yes. So we got Dan Rikiki on.
What's up, Mr. Rikiki?
And Mo is on. And hey, we'll go ahead and say it. Mo is going to be our very first guest of 2022.
It'd be a great one.
She'll be our first female guest and our very first guest of 2022 of the new year. So
see Ryan Shutt's on here. She was on his show. Her energy on Ryan's show is real good, and she's just a sweetheart. So I'm excited about having her on.
She's doing her toy drive thing right now too. So y'all go on her page. She's got an Amazon list and go on there and order toys. Look, you can't give enough right now. So,
Ryan, I want to say, Ryan, thank you for the info day. He called me and we had a nice little talk. So I appreciate you, Ryan. That was awesome. So
we got. I'm guessing this. I don't know who it is. It may still be Jim, but
it's probably
it's Jim.
Okay.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows who it is? But Mr. Facebook user, Miss Facebook user, whoever you are, the topic is the same as it is every week. We're just going to get to know a technician, and that's it. So, no, we do have a great show tonight. So, without further ado, like I said in the beginning, we got Mr. TC Martindale with Carolina Dent Pro. So let's bring him on. What's up, buddy?
Woo! What's up, brother?
Oh,
Still hustling. For everybody out there, TC's still out at work cutting stickers and shit right now. Yeah. So the fun never stops.
Yeah, the only one that's at home is Andy. So
yeah, lucky me. Been home early today too. I ain't gonna lie. That's a bad thing, really.
Last night, we didn't get done till like 9:45 last night, my time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Then Monday night we were on a PDR 20 group call till 9 something. So
goodness,
nonstop.
Long
so the Facebook user says, "Haha, it's Shane." I'll
Shane Jacks. What's up, Shane?
Either Shane Jacks or Shane Allen. I don't think it's Shane Allen. So it has to be
James Bernard said it's Shane Jacks. Yeah.
He said he's a user. He's gold to me. So
he is gold to me. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Me too.
So TC, yeah, I don't know you, and I'm glad you're on the show, so I can kind of get to know you a little bit better. And of course, we'll stay in touch, especially after this. But Andy has talked so highly about you, and then
I think a lot about Andy too. So
yeah. Thanks, brother.
I think about him, just not.
Yeah.
I appreciate you too, Adam.
We love you. Oh, goodness.
Well, TC, we just start with how'd you get into PDR?
I mean, it's kind of a wild story.
I know.
When I was in college, I met a guy who did it. I was detailing cars and doing apartment maintenance, and I met a PDR tech that came and fixed this attorney's Mercedes. One day, one Friday afternoon, when I was detailing, he was in and out of there, and I was like, "He made what?" And okay, and it kind of stuck at the back of my mind. That was kind of my introduction to it. My family, on my father's side of the family, there's a body shop, a car dealership, and a mechanic garage. So it's kind of in my blood, being around cars my whole life. I grew up out in the country, and I worked on my own cars growing up. My dad and my grandfather used to laugh. I was going to polish the paint off my car because I waxed it and polished it so much. But I worked as an engineer when I got out of college for about 9 years. I was a technical engineer for a dental equipment manufacturer. Went from one dent business to another.
Awesome.
And I ended up going to the Ding King. I met a guy that I sought out the dent business, and I met a guy that was here in Raleigh. Ken Morey's his name. I met him. And I was looking to get into the dent business. I reached out to him. I kind of I was living in Charlotte at the time. It's about 2 hours from here. And I grew up in Raleigh. I'm local to Raleigh area. And I hung out with him for a few weekends and then decided, okay, this is what I want to do. He was cool with me coming on. We worked out an arrangement, and off to California, I went to go to dent school. So I started my career in 2010. So
awesome.
Yeah. I worked for his company for 6 years, and then I left and started my own. And that was kind of all along, that was the end goal. We left amicably. We're still friends. We get along well. So yeah, I started Carolina Dent Pro in 2016. And, I've been in brick and mortar pretty much the whole time since I started the company.
Wow.
When I was at the other company, we had just started a brick and mortar shop about the last 2 years I was there, and really got it to the point. It takes some time to get into brick and mortar and to get it. A lot of guys think I can rent a shop in a year's time frame, turn it around and get it busy. And it's the long game. It's not the short game. So,
right.
You have to be dynamic. Like, I still run mobile a couple of days a week. I'm like Tuesday, Thursdays, I'm going out, but really, I need to be here much more. I really can't go out anymore, and I've been pushing a lot more of my body shops and stuff to let me fix hail cars at the shop, and people are bringing cars that used not to be, and I've got a good system that's working for me. That efficiency has been my main goal, and that's what the shop has brought to me. Is it's extended my working hours. It's allowed me to have work sitting when I'm done. I can go work on this, and it gets overwhelming at times because you have so many irons in the fire, but I wouldn't change it for the world,
Right.
Yeah.
I like the process too. Like TC's got a handbook, employee handbook and all that. So he's got specific processes in place that I mean, that's awesome to me. I would just
That's
be flying
key,
by
and
the seat of my pants.
I mean, that's the key is trying not to do, for many years I did everything by myself. And like my wife is now taking over the back office stuff, all the accounting and bookkeeping and that stuff. And she like said to me, like, I don't know, about 2 months ago, she goes, I don't know how the hell you did all this for as long as you did it. And I was like, I don't know either. I just did it. And it was probably a disaster. And I probably wasted a lot of money and time, but whatever, we're here. So.
Yeah, it's I know with me, I quit being mobile almost 2 years ago when I strictly was full time in my shop, and I'm like you. It was such a headache to try and go out, to try and stay here. You want to be here because you can do everything, rain or shine, in your shop.
Yeah,
and it takes years to get it to where. Like right now, we were talking earlier, I'm booked. I'm booking the second week in January right now. Last year it wasn't like this. It's taken this long to get to this point. Yeah. I love it. I'm not going back the other way if I can.
No, I mean, I understand. Like when you get into the business, it's a great way, and you can make a lot of capital, and you can do a lot of things. But for me, it's like my body paid the price for a lot of the work I was doing out in the field. When it's cold, it's miserable, and you kind of have to force yourself to work a lot of days. It's hot, it's freezing, it's whatever, and you just make it happen. I always set daily goals for myself, so I would never allow myself to go home until I at least made X.
Yeah.
I'm very self-disciplined when it comes to that stuff. So the shop is just, now I'm not scared to work on anything. It's like, we're just going to take the door off and put it on the stand. And
I love that.
Instead of me sitting on the ground, I mean, I'm 6'4", and I don't need to be sitting on the ground working on the bottom of a Porsche door or something like that. I mean, I've got a scissor lift in the shop with some race ramps so I can lift lowered cars and stuff like that. So I'm, try to make it as easy as possible and as comfortable for me to do it. So.
Right, your body's taking a toll pushing on metal, so why not just take the as much ease off of that as you can?
So Shane's saying you're one of the good guys. You're one of his favorites.
I think a lot of Shane.
Shane is awesome.
Yeah.
So hell, I feel like
he helped me out a lot in my career for sure.
If it wasn't for him, Keith, I don't know that we'd have a show right now. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
He was on Toledo the other night. That was a good show.
Yeah, I saw a piece of that. I've been so busy, like I can't. Anyway,
I know you catch pieces of them, and you're like, I'll go back and watch that or listen to it, and then it'll be probably a week, and then I'll be, oh crap, I never went back and listened to it. So
that's what another good one. Ryan Shutt on Corey Kleinfeld's podcast this week's a really good one. That's what he called me today. We were talking about actually brick and mortars and how he's kind of helped me talk about steps to get into that. So it was real cool. So if y'all go check out that podcast, that's a good one. So
I will.
Because
I like Corey's podcast.
Definitely need to be in yours.
I do too. His mindset, I love his mindset with his podcast and stuff. It's great.
I mean, that's key, man. If you don't have the right mindset, I mean, if you're negative and you're talking, down on yourself, that's what it's going to be. But
oh yeah,
tomorrow's a new day. That's you got to go into each day and fight each day, as
right.
And that's
Bruce Halverson said he adds an upcharge in Mobile Tech RX for laying on the ground.
He's about as tall as I am. Bruce is.
Is he really? I haven't met him in person. We were chatting the other night on Messenger.
Bruce and I go back to PDR College Advanced Skills Seminar days. Like, Bruce is an awesome guy.
I look forward to meeting him. He put up pictures of his old dip rigs, and one was like an Astro van. I was like, dude, I would rock that thing like right now. That thing looks badass.
I love all his shirts with like the embroidery. I mean, have you ever seen like some of his work shirts with like the embroidery? Like if you're an embroiderer, you look at his shirts and be like, wow. Like
really?
Oh yeah. It looks very good, very detailed. I always complimented him on his work shirts. They're very nice.
I think Bruce's one Gene said was a grumpy old dent man that he actually kind of Gene helped him get out of the grumpy stage or something like that. It seemed like they were talking about before.
So I was wrong. Sorry. I had to look up. My wife texted me. So it wasn't Shane saying you're one of the good guys, which I'm pretty sure he thinks you're one of the good guys. That's actually Doug Helios.
Oh, I love
him. Yeah, I love Doug. He's in our 20 group too.
So he's our Facebook user on here right this second. So
he said brick and mortar is definitely the long game. Yeah. Solid point. You ain't lying.
Doug Dent Solutions. Yeah. There it is. So
he's got to have brick and mortar. It rains every day where he's at, so it's like he wouldn't get shit done without a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, for y'all that's Facebook users, look, go back in the description real quick and grant StreamYard permission to see your name so we can see who's posting on here. So, yeah, and Shane said you're gold. So I'm having to watch both of them right now.
You get a lot of love. That's
yeah.
You get a lot of love.
So now we're cleared up. So anyway,
cool.
Let's move on into. I like talking about it. I was telling Brandon about this. Your other business ventures. It just blows my mind that you're this busy with PDR and still find other ventures to get into.
I don't know. I'm crazy. Awesome. I think is what it is.
I like punishment.
I'm trying to build generational stuff that like I can pass along to my daughter, and my family. And I realize that, I love the PDR business because I can generate a lot of income that I can use in other things to help me. Like I even added something else into the hat. Like I got my wholesale dealer's license because I know so many other guys selling cars that own dealerships and stuff. And I'm like, I can just connect some dots and I can make some money along the way. Awesome. Why not? That's just something else I added into. I mean, we have a franchise. We bought a franchise business. We're actually in the process of selling that now to the guy that has been managing and operating it for us. I don't think, it's a franchise sandwich shop, and we've done really well with it in a short period of time we've had it. I just realized the guy came to me and he's like, hey man, I would love to buy this from you. I've kind of figured out what it's worth. This is what I'm willing to pay. I'm able to get a loan, yada, yada, yada. And I said, I talked with my wife and I said, the thing is we've got to decide if he goes, then we've got to scramble, and we got lucky with him. And the whole deal with that was a sweetheart deal, but I think it's going to work out really well for us too. In the end, we'll still do well.
Awesome.
Another piece of the stuff I do is some hard money lending for guys that do real estate. Basically, I'll buy a house that somebody couldn't usually be able to purchase through a conventional loan, an FHA backed loan or whatever. So it wouldn't pass a home inspection. So you can buy distressed properties, and then there's rehabbers that flip them. They invest their money, fix them up, sell them, and then I make points plus interest on that deal. And I
didn't even know that was a thing before I met you. I was like, what the hell
really?
is hard money? Yeah. I'm learning all kinds of shit.
And that's slowed down in the past. The real estate market's kind of gotten aggressive. It's hard, but there's a lot of off-market deals that some of the guys I work with, they find that's interesting and fun too. For me, I found some deals and stuff myself, and I've wholesaled some properties and things like that. And that's been interesting. I've got one I've been trying to work on for a while. That's an old abandoned house that it's not far from our house. And my parents live in Florida, and they come up and stay with us usually from April to October, but they kind of want their own space. So I found a house, and I'm trying to buy that, and then I've got to put a bunch of money into it and get it, So yeah, there's never a dull moment in my life. And I've added a bunch of additional services in the PDR business. So we've done ceramic coating and detailing, and we're getting into other things as well. So, we stay really busy around here.
That's awesome though.
You sound like you do, man.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop you for just a second if I don't catch up on some of these comments. And so we got another Facebook user, but this is actually Dennis Alexander.
Oh,
sorry.
Hey Dennis.
I just bit my tongue when I was trying to say that. Of course, we got Dentless Touch on here. Melissa Fetty's on here.
You did it right, Melissa. We could see your name, so you're good.
And she said, if you need anything, TC knows a guy every time.
One of our guys was building a car wash in Illinois, our buddy Dan Noltner. And I said, I got a car wash guy. And they're all standing there like, what? And I was like, yeah, call this guy. He'll help you, get it all through. So and that's worked out pretty well for him.
Oh, yeah. That's another great one. I love Dan Noltner, too. He's top.
I've been trying to get in the car wash business myself. It's just real. Dan had a sweetheart deal that he landed up there. And I said, if you don't buy it, I'm going to buy it. So he just kind of stepped back. And I was like, I'm telling you, man, I can't even buy a bear a lot for what that deal is here, so you need to jump.
Once you start talking about it, man, they got on real tracks and everything. It was like looking up car washes and shit. You had her all ready to go buy some stuff. Like, hold on. We ain't TC level yet.
Money, man.
Oh yeah.
Printing money.
So we got Derek Yost is watching. Sal Contreras.
What's up, Mr. Yost? Sal, how you doing?
He's one Facebook user.
Yeah,
Derek is,
okay.
and then Kobe LeBunt is the.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up,
Oh,
Kobe?
those good
Oh, I
guys.
was
I like those big
I was
guys.
supposed to remind Kobe. Oops, sorry, bud.
He's probably
My
still
bad.
working too.
I think he was getting on a flight or something. Is what he said.
Oh, okay.
Something at the airport. Yeah.
And then we got old Joe Stonich on here too. What's up, buddy?
Mr. Stonich. Yeah, funny
All right,
story about
so-
TC too. He was we were sitting in one of our meetings. He was like, "Yeah, Michael Jordan one day just told me this," and like nonchalant, we're like, "Time out, Michael Jordan."
Yeah,
like,
all I
the
heard was Michael Jordan.
Yeah, yeah. So he works at his body shop and has worked on his cars and stuff too.
Yeah.
So we were like, "Hold on, how the hell is like you do know everybody?"
Yeah,
right?
I've worked on a bunch of Range Rovers, and I've worked on a Mercedes and Ferraris, and yeah, cool.
Nice.
Every car's got a cigar cutter and a torch in them.
That's awesome.
All right, well, I'm coming up there to visit you, buddy.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. I was like, I got to get to Raleigh, like come hang out.
A lot of guys are interested in, like, I work with some of like these big car collectors and guys who sell huge car collections, or they travel the country and buy cars and sell them. And a lot of guys can, if they're friends with me on Snapchat or something like that, they'll get kind of behind the scenes of some crazy places I go to and work that's not normal in the PDR business.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's crazy.
And
Jack
all that's doing is propelling the bit, this industry.
Yeah.
So,
Jack Bucknell always says, he's like, if I move anywhere, Raleigh is like first on my list. I'm going to work for TC like immediately.
Jack was a big help. I mean, he came and helped me. He fixed a ton of cars at Michael Jordan's shop one year, and I mean, he probably fixed, I don't know, 20 Teslas the time he was there. And he's like, I've never seen a Tesla in Sioux Falls. And here I am fixing it.
That's awesome. Speaking of Jack, he will be our guest next week. So
Oh, yeah?
we got it lined up great.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we're going to take off the week of Christmas, and then Mo Castillo will be after
Awesome.
the first of the year.
Cool.
So I love
Yeah, I was
it.
trying to get on. Jack had a thing today. I was trying to get on it, but it just wasn't happening.
I got on there for a minute, and then Ryan called. So I was like, I got to go. But he recorded it, so we can go back and watch it. It's about the CRM system, so it's some good stuff.
Well, cool. So, how's family? I know my mind's like,
What are you doing there,
what
Brandon?
was I talking about? It's like earlier when I heard a noise here. It's like, huh?
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
So you're married, right?
Yeah, I'm married. I have a 6-year-old daughter, Charleston. She was born at 28 weeks. She spent a lot of time in neonatal intensive care. She spent 82 days there.
Wow.
She's very healthy now. She's doing really well. She's the tallest kid in her class.
Wow.
My wife's like 6 foot tall. I'm 6'4", so she doesn't have a prayer in the world being true.
That's how ours are. I was 6'4", now I'm 6'3", I think. But
Yeah,
my wife was 5'11".
Yeah.
So I know my oldest, she's graduating this year. She's taller than my wife. And then my son's sophomore, he's going to be, I'm calling it 6'6".
Yeah.
And then my youngest one, I don't know about her. She's still pretty tall though.
Yeah, my wife says she's 5'11" and 3/4.
3/4.
She don't want to be that 6
Nah.
foot woman. That's awesome. Well, y'all just went to what? Gatlinburg.
Yeah,
So,
we were supposed to fly to Miami for Thanksgiving, but things didn't work out. So we just ran an audible, took off, went to Gatlinburg. Like, we just woke up Thanksgiving Day and we're like, let's go. While we were driving there, I found a hotel, and you know what I'm saying? We had a good time, man. We had a good time.
Heck yeah.
Charleston likes going to aquariums, and we've been to tons of aquariums. That's like our thing. And that Ripley's Aquarium in Gatlinburg, I mean, probably the best on the East Coast we've been to thus far. So
It's a cool one, ain't it?
Yeah, it really
Me
is.
and Natalie's went before, so
they have like this tube that like you can stand on this walkway and you just ride all
Ride
under the
under
whole,
it,
and it's the amount of stuff you can see is, I mean, it seems like it takes 10 minutes, and it's just amazing. You're like, whoa, like it's all around you. you know?
right.
And I think you can actually do an overnight stay in there.
Yeah, I always ask the staff, like, what's your favorite event or thing to do here? Yeah. And one of the staff members was like, well, there's 2 cool things where you can stay. And then the other thing is like they have like a cocktail dinner party type thing they do. And it's just you and you're there and you have like the whole place to yourself, and you can kind of go anywhere and do whatever you want to do, and that was pretty interesting.
So that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
that's a fun one. Atlanta's a pretty big one too.
Yeah,
I like it.
I haven't been to the Atlanta Aquarium yet.
Oh, it's big. It's nice.
I'm sure.
We love Gatlinburg. Like, I always enjoy going. We went to Pigeon Forge not too long ago to Dollywood though, and it was like packed. Like it seems like it's getting worse and worse.
So I used to go up there a lot as a kid. My grandfather was like a professional square dance caller, so they used to have like big festivals up there.
That's awesome.
Showing my true colors, right?
Hey, that's all good. My mom and uncle were square dancers, so like,
yeah.
I did not get that gene.
Yeah, we went to Nashville. We went to Gatlinburg a lot. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
That's how it was for me.
Yeah.
How far of a drive is that for you to Gatlinburg?
It was like 5 hours, 5 hours, something like that. We did really well. Like driving on Thanksgiving Day, there wasn't any traffic, any accidents or anything. So we just were like,
that's
cool.
Awesome. Yeah,
I don't like. That's kind of about the limit. I don't want to. Around 6-7 hours is my limit driving. I don't want to drive any more than that. I like flying much better.
I don't mind.
We're about 7 or 8 just because going to the beach. Like we go to Navarre Beach, so that's about 7.5. So
you go to okay.
That's about as far as I want to drive, though. Like, I'm done after that.
Right.
So
I debated on driving to Pittsburgh one time, and then I was like, no, I'm just going to fly. Like, because I'm ready to get home when I'm done. So that's the issue. It's not the drive up there. It's like ready to be home on the way back.
Right. Amanda saying she grew up in Northeast. Yeah, she's from Kingsport. So I think they took a lot of like field trips and stuff to Gatlinburg and everything, like an hour and a half away, if that. So
yeah.
Josh Roberts says square dance competition at MTE. Yeah, let's make that up. We already got poetry night.
Poetry night, square dance night. And
I'm excited for MTE, man. It's been a few years since I've been, just with everything going on in my life. So I'm really excited about going this year.
This will be Brandon's first one, so I'm excited.
Oh, really?
I'm excited for Brandon.
Yeah, it'll be my first. And but I've gone to several meetups and stuff.
You'll enjoy it, man. It's a lot of fun.
And then was talked into doing this podcast, and then Andy proposing to me for the Dental Olympic stuff, and
y'all doing a tag team together?
Yeah, we got
awesome.
We got an idea. It's gonna be pretty hilarious.
That's cool. I'm excited.
if we can pull it off.
Okay.
Yeah, on the John Holly episode, I promposed his ass. Like I think I still got the sign and everything. Like.
He was playing Ed Sheeran and all that stuff. I'm like,
Amanda had a pearl box that had a knockdown in it and opened it up. It was epic.
That's awesome.
We had talked about doing when we did the show with everybody, all the other PDR shows.
Yeah.
It's like somebody brought it up. It was like, that'd be funny. Somebody's got to do it. And I was like, challenge accepted. Let's go.
And so far, you're the only one who has done it. So,
mm-hmm.
All right, so
I'll sign up tag team with you, Jack. We'll do it.
There you go.
Yeah. So let's go back up here. So he's seen all them car collections and stuff. And
hey, you and Jack could dress up as twins, the Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger. That would be awesome. That would be epic. I love it.
That'd be awesome, actually.
Yeah.
So Chris Norden said he was in NICU for 7
Man, NICU nurses have a special place in my heart, man.
I don't see how they do it.
It's a real tough time in our life, but like those NICU nurses were so awesome to us, and like it was a blessing, man. Like really, I mean, Charleston was born. She was born way early. My wife had a bunch of complications, and then like the next day it hailed. So it was like God's gift to keep me busy, so I wasn't freaking out. And I remember I'd work doing hail all day, go up to the hospital and be at the hospital till 11, 12 o'clock, go home, go to sleep, wake back up, 7 o'clock, hit it again,
Mm-hmm.
Goodness. Yeah, my nephew and one of my nephews and his wife, their first born was a preemie. My wife, she's watching, she could say how many weeks, but I mean, it was early. I mean, he about the size of your hand.
Yeah, Charleston fit in my hand. Like she legit, the head was here and their butt was
but they did hit right when COVID hit.
Oh wow.
So like he couldn't be in there.
I can't even imagine
and all that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's been crazy. 28 weeks. So it was the same.
Yeah.
It was, but yeah, it's crazy. And then their second one went full term, and He's a chunky.
Yeah, I mean, we
monkey.
talked about having another one, and it's just, with Wendy's stuff, the doctor's like, we can't guarantee, we don't know what's going to happen. And, it was like a real emotional time for me because, like, they told me basically you could lose your wife and your daughter at the same time.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? When they were going back for surgery. And it's like, I hope nobody ever has to be told that. Like, that just chops you down to your heart. You never forget that feeling,
Yeah, that's scary. Jesus Christ, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. He told me it'd be the worst day or the best day of my life. That's what he told me before they went back to surgery. And I'm like, bedside manner, come on.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ.
At least lie to me.
Yeah.
Say it any other way.
Jeremy on here, Nadu.
What's up, Mr. Nadu? His son slayed him a big ass deer. You see that freaking? What did he say it weighed out to?
Oh, that doe was 143 pounds.
Dressed.
Yeah,
up in Michigan.
His son had this picture of the heart. I mean, the heart is huge. It's just out there in his hand.
They ate it.
I think they were gonna cook it.
The deer have been running hard here this year. I fixed a lot of deer hits this year. I just did a big insurance job on a CRV where I did like bumper, fender, driver, passenger door, and man, we've had plenty of deer hits this year.
I think that's why our body shops are so busy. There hadn't really been an end of deer season. It's been just year long. Like usually, they kind of stop for a little while, but they've been deer hits left and right all year long.
I did a Model 3. It went down the whole driver's side of the car.
Oh, God.
I want to say in the last 2 years, it's been getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Which me going to hunting camp, I mean, you better not drive over the speed limit on them old back roads because they'll stand right on the edge of the road and just look at you.
Yeah.
I remember me and my wife, when we first got married, we were going to the camp and we were in a little Honda Civic. And I don't even know how many horns it had. It was buck, little rack buck. But it came out in the road. And when I hit the brakes, I swear its front hooves hit the line. And I went under its rear end while it spun around and landed back on the side and took off. Like it never hit the car, but it was like watching The Matrix. Like my hood going underneath its rear end while it's spinning around. It was crazy. Crazy. So,
Jack said he fit in his dad's hand when he was 3 months early, I guess.
Oh wow. Yeah, Jack's met Charleston.
Yeah. I think I met her that one time at Lake at the Ozarks. You had her with you, and like briefly, I think I got to meet her out.
Yeah, she was with us the whole time. She gets shy around the crowds of people. But she was definitely wore the pool and the hot tub out the whole time we were there.
Oh yeah. Our kids were too in the pool. It wasn't like a warm time either. It was kind of cool when they were in the pool. I'm like, I don't know how y'all do that.
They were Charleston kept doing like the polar plunge. She would be in the hot tub and she would jump in the pool and then run to the hot tub. That was like the biggest hot tub I ever saw at that 4 Seasons we were at. I mean, that hot tub was big as most people's pool.
Oh, it's huge. I loved it.
Yeah.
You want to tell us some of the things you and Charleston do? I love hearing these stories.
So, like Charleston, I try to keep Charleston out of my wife's hair on weekends, so we are always up to no good. You know what I mean? She likes to go to car shows with me. I've got some old cars. She likes to ride around in old cars. She doesn't want to drive anything modern when she's with me. I've got a 64 Impala that I drive around a lot, and she likes it because she can sit up front because the seat belts are up front. There's no seat belts in the rear.
You had to pick her up from school the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I picked her up at school. She was like, I didn't know you were coming to pick me up. Everybody was wondering whose car that was. They thought it was so cool.
That's awesome. Proud dad moment.
It like made her day. She had been having like a rough week. So I told her I'd pick her up from school and she loved it, man.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, yeah, she's not shy once you get to know her. That's for sure.
Lumpy's and Chick-fil-A.
That's right. Lumpy's and Chick-fil-A. Lumpy's our Sunday ice cream shop we go to. Like, we have been going lately, but that's our little ritual. That's awesome. Then, she likes to work on stuff, play on stuff, hammer. I've taken her out to work, operate heavy equipment. Play on skid steers. My brother-in-law's got a big landscaping company, so she likes to go ride in a dump truck with him. And, he's got a front end loader, a wheeled front end loader. So he loads mulch and she'll sit in sit in the front end loader and ride that and pull all the levers and stuff. She thinks she's cool, man.
That's so awesome. It's really cool how busy you are with everything, and you still, make sure to get that time in with her and everything. That's awesome.
I work and I spend time with my family, and I try to stay in touch with my friends and stuff. But I've definitely kind of in my little sphere, so to speak, of where I'm spending my time and what I'm doing, and I try to. The biggest thing that I've learned to do is to try to be present in whatever I'm currently in, and that was really difficult for me to do for a long time. I'd get distracted by other things, the phone or whatever. So with Charleston, I try to really be present with her and spend that time with her, and it just be our time. Yeah. And she really enjoys that. And I get just as much out of it as she does,
Awesome.
She'll tell me.
It sounds like y'all are just real close.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're tight. We're real tight. Yeah. He called me, FaceTime me 2 times tonight. When you coming home? What are you doing?
Well,
I want to do this
podcast thing you're on.
Yeah.
That's how
in the summertime we're outside in the yard riding bikes, when the sun's up and late. She's got a big old trampoline and a huge playground in the backyard.
So yeah, Josh Roberts wants to know if you'll adopt him.
Hey Josh, I thought you was coming to Tennessee. What the hell?
Fun.
He'll just bypass you, head straight over.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. That reminds me of like a John Yeager and his daughter Nora. They're real tight. Like he'll bring her up to shop or whatever, and she will not let go of him. Like they got that special bond. So
I want to try to get her into hunting. That's like my next thing. I want to let her get a little bit older. She kind of doesn't like loud noises and booms and stuff, so I kind of want to give her a little more time, try to desensitize her to that stuff.
Right. Hand her a 30-06. Here you go, shoot it. Bam! She go flying across the
Start her off with a 22 with some earmuffs.
That's it. That's it.
I
took her to a monster truck rally, like we saw the Gravedigger and all that stuff, and she had a lot of fun. She wore her earphones there. She loved it, man. She's like, I want to go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. She keeps asking me if the monster trucks are coming. So I'm like, we'll go.
So my youngest, she'll be 10 in February. So last year season, she was like, I want to go. So I took her not far from here where my dad hunts. And so we sat and had her in the shooting house. We're good. I'm like, I didn't care what came in. It could be Bambi. And that's pretty much what came in just without the spots. But so I had 243. She had never shot it before. Okay, she shot pellet guns, kick, 22. Yeah. And so here comes Bambi out here and got close. And I'm like, you want to shoot? And I had it video, and she's got it up there, and she's got it dead on it. I mean, it's like 20 yards out there. And finally, she's like, I can't do it. And she starts whimpering, and I'm like, and the deer looks up like, oh crap. Yeah. She's like, so when I'm talking to her afterwards, I'm like, where you just didn't want to kill it because it was animals? She's like, no, I was just shaking so bad. I didn't want to miss. I was like, baby, as close as it was, you wouldn't have. She's like, I said, I was just wondering, I wanted to make sure you weren't getting upset because you were going to kill something that we were going to eat. She's like, no, I'd have dropped the sucker. I'm like, all I had to do was pull the trigger. You would have.
That's awesome.
Now she wants to go again. So.
Jack and Josh are trying to hook you up. Josh Drago said crossbow hunting, and Jack said a silencer. So they're trying to find you ways to make sure that.
Well, my buddy Phil, like here in North Carolina, they you can have a can, but you have to have like a truss. And my good friend Phil, he's got a truss set up he's got a can, and he's like, we could go shoot with that, to make her feel more comfortable or whatever. For sure, yeah.
All it takes is pulling that trigger one time. And then
she's been with me like when I've shot skeet off the back of the truck, like I've got one of those remote controlled launchers. Yeah. So I'll shoot skeet off the back of the truck out of the farm or whatever. And she's been around. She'll sit in the truck at first and look out the window, and then she'll get out of the truck, and then she'll be sitting in the bed putting the skeet in the in the hopper.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It just takes her time to get comfortable,
Right.
We went to the shooting range the Friday after Thanksgiving, and the guy we went with, he had earmuffs that I can sit here and talk normal with you, and it amplifies sound. And as soon as that loud noise goes off,
it shuts it off.
It was just tick. That's
all they're passive. They're like
passive. But I could hear the bullet hit at 200 yards away go ding.
Oh wow!
I'm like,
That's some
Whoa.
crazy technology right there. Like, how does that
Yeah.
even?
Yeah.
But
What do
it
you
was
put
hard to
in
hear
that?
without them, though.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool.
That
Yeah, I
is
like to
cool.
shoot, but ammo's awful expensive now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that ain't just. It's hard to
Everything
play.
is
You got to
anyway.
make life decisions when you want to go shoot some targets. Like, yeah, I don't. Do I got to eat today? Like, I don't.
Yeah, my
Well,
uncle.
it all depends on what you're shooting, though.
Yeah, my
Right.
uncle's a big gun guy, and he bought a lot of ammo in bulk. So he has like 55-gallon drums of like 223 and 5.56. So I can shoot all that I want.
NATO rounds. Yeah.
He bought a 55-gallon drum full of it. I'm like, well, what do you need all this for? And he's like, I won't ever run out.
It may explode in the chamber, but
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. That'd be another thing to do when we go to Raleigh. Like, we got to get to Raleigh.
Yeah, we can go shoot for sure. Yeah.
That's what Josh Roberts says. You have more toys, so he'd come to you. He wants you to adopt him before me, I guess. He's trying to get away from Dan for some reason. I'm trying to wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
And Dan's not even on here anymore, I don't think.
Is he not?
He got busy.
Yeah.
He'll be cussing us out on group text here in a few minutes.
That's right.
So what else do you like to do away from the PDR world?
Here lately, I like to work on old cars. That's kind of one of my passions. When I got time, I'm working on a truck at the shop right now. I bought an 85 square body that I've LS swapped, and I've done a bunch of stuff to it. And I've just been kind of tinkering as I go, working on it. And I got a few other cars that are in the pipe to work on next. I don't know. I like spending time with my family, working around cars, man. I'm kind of living my dream. You know what I mean? Like,
that's awesome.
I like to travel. We like to travel a lot. That's. I like to have experiences. Do things with each other. So, like, we went up to Gatlinburg, and they were like, "Well, let's plan a hike in Gatlinburg this spring or summer, where we can go up." And I mean, we rode the back roads from Gatlinburg to Cherokee just to see all. I mean, I don't know if either of you have ever drove that highway.
Yeah, it's a
highway it is.
Yep.
But that has to be one of the most spectacular drives, like on the East Coast, I think. So
if you go through, or you get over there, you get right into Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
So coming from the way you went. Oh, Andy's got a square body. Hi, Dad. Yeah. And Dan said he's listening. So
I got a square body. It just don't run.
So yeah, you go past the Welcome Center, which if you like to see a lot of elk, stay there at the Welcome Center in the afternoon. But go into Cherokee and then go you're going to the big casino up there to the left and just pass it. And it's probably about 10 miles or so, but there's a cool waterfall right there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can see it from the lookout, but it's you're just hiking straight down to it.
Oh yeah.
And then when you get down there, all the mist is just flying everywhere, and it's pretty.
I have some family in Bryson Cities, which is not far from Cherokee. So
I love it over there.
Bryson City, Silva, that area.
So the company I worked for 8 years or whatever, managing disaster work, was Phillips and Jordan out of Robbinsville, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hellfire, Lord God, and I was I couldn't understand crap what they said.
Yeah, speak hillbilly.
Oh, it was bad.
Oh yeah,
bad. But I love Mom to death.
When I traveled in the dental equipment business, I would go to all these places all over the country and all over the world, and I'd be in these dental offices fixing equipment. And if I'd go up northeast or I'd go out west coast, and the girls would come in wherever I was working, and they'd be like, bring somebody with them. They'd be like, talk, say something. I want them to hear how you talk. I'm like, what? What do you want to talk about?
It's like I mess with Amanda. I still call her a mountain person. I'm like, you hear that's mountain person.
It's always interesting when you hear yourself talk. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We found that out through the show you listen to. It's like, I really sound like that. Wait a minute, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, I like to fish too. I do a lot of offshore sport fishing. Like being here in North Carolina, I go out to the Gulf Stream and fish a lot. That's one of my big passions. I try to do at least 2 or 3 charters a year and some weekend trips and stuff like that. And then I do swing a golf club here and there. So I played golf in high school and college, and I didn't really keep playing it once I got out of college, so I'm not very good anymore. But if I practice, I can get back in my groove. But yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't swung in a long time. I used to play.
That was like one thing I spent time with my dad doing. That was one of his passions was playing golf. So that was obviously something I would do to be able to spend more time with him too. And I really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. That's how it was.
It.
My grandpa was like that. So that was our thing. My dad was a mechanic.
Yeah.
You know, that was our thing. And hunting.
Yeah.
So
I was wanting to play golf at MTE, but I'm not getting until Tuesday afternoon, and it's going to be busy from Wednesday on. So
I'm flying in early Wednesday morning. Like,
oh shit,
yeah. I know.
What time are you getting in?
Early. It's before 7. I know that.
Oh god.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I mean, it's only like an hour and 15-minute flight for me or something like that. But
yeah,
they wouldn't let me book a room the night before, so like I couldn't get a room for Tuesday night. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just, I'm not going to sleep in the rental car or something in the parking lot. And I called around to a couple of hotels that weren't far from there. And I was like, you know what? I'll just change my flight. Like, it's not a big deal. I still have a bunch of credit with the airlines for my Miami tickets. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could have found a place. I mean, Hudson does it every year. He goes down there without a hotel room and shit and just finds somebody to stay with.
Well, I did. I've done that a couple of years, and I used to, share rooms with people or whatever. So, like, I've got a room with 2 queens. I heard they were out of rooms, but I snore. So you're welcome to stay with me, but I snore.
One of my buddies, he's a painter at one of the body shops I work at, and they'll do like a trip to the lake every year, and I go with them. And first year, I was like, hey, I'll just stay in the room with you. He's like, man, I snore. I was like, that's fine, whatever. No, this was not snoring. This was a whole nother level. I was like, dude, you need a CPAP machine or something. Like, this is not healthy. You're going to die sleeping like this. I was feeling pretty good still laying in bed like this.
That's me, bro. That's me. I had like 2 or 3 sleep studies. And the first 2 I went on, the lady was like, yeah, you snore. You're by far the loudest one I've ever heard, but you don't stop breathing or anything. You have about a 3-hour period where you really saw some logs, and then the rest of the time you're super quiet.
I can always tell when I snore. I wake up and Amanda's got a pillow over her head. Like, yep, must have been snoring. Either that or gritting my teeth, one or the other. So.
Mandy will just reach over and knock me or wake up. Stop it. Well, whatever.
My wife and I don't sleep in the same room. We still have conjugal visits, but I don't sleep in the same room. I don't sleep in the same room because if a mouse farts in the room, my wife is like, "Oh, what? Who's that? What's going on?"
That's how Amanda is too.
I sleep better and she sleeps better, so we're happier. So hey.
Yep.
Wendy would just she used to hit me for years. We did sleep together, but she would hit me to roll over. And I always felt tired all the time. And then finally, we bought a bigger house with a lot more bedrooms.
Then you're still snoring, but you have bruises all over you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Amanda asked me to roll over. She'll tap me or something. I'll finally look like a little mad 5-year-old, like, I'm going to the couch. Storm off. Like,
and she's like, okay.
No, she's like, wait.
She says I'm an asshole when she wakes me up.
Oh, yeah. I can't stand it. Like, I'm sleeping. I'm sorry you ain't. Let me sleep.
She's going to suffocate herself, huh?
Yeah. I'm surprised she hasn't suffocated me yet. That's next. I'll have the pillow on my head.
Yeah, right.
But she's the same way. Like, she's a super light sleeper. And
yeah.
I can sleep through pretty much anything now. I used to be light sleeper, but now I'm just, I'm out. So
like Mandy, it takes her a while to go to sleep. Me, I can stay up and watch TV, and finally I'm like, okay, I'm done, and I'm gone.
Yeah, that's me. My head hits the pillow, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Yep.
She's like, how do you fall asleep so fast? I'm like,
I'm tired.
Tired.
I need like 5 or 6 hours of sleep, and I'm good. I've found that if I have any more than 6 hours of sleep, there's no change in performance on my part.
Really?
Nope.
It doesn't.
Nope.
It doesn't do me any good.
Oh, I gotta have my.
If I go to bed at 10 o'clock, I'm up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Ready to go.
That's like me. I'm yawning right now. I'm not really.
Who said that?
Like
I don't know. Said I'm gonna ask my wife for a
Ryan.
That's
Ryan Campbell.
Oh yeah,
nice. I'll let you guys know how it goes. That's awesome. Dancing, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we got the crew in here that we do. They make it.
Oh yeah, James Bernard hears I roll over and get smacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We used
everybody,
to just
all of
laugh
us
at these
pretty much
comments, and
same.
now we try to read them out because you get on the podcast like, what the hell are they laughing at? Like, are they
Yeah.
just high or what's going on the show?
When you get on like Apple and just listening to it, all we're doing is laughing.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to find out what it is, come watch it live.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
Dan said he gets 5 hours of sleep. I don't. Not this guy.
No.
I will be a grumpy girl if I don't.
Really?
If I don't, yeah. I need 7 hours of sleep at least, or I'm not worth a damn. I'll come home and crash.
Wendy got me a CPAP on order because she's like, they did like an in-home study this time. She's like, well, you go to those places and then you sleep like an angel. You don't sleep like that at home. So we're going to do one at the house. I was like, you're just going to make our insurance go up, right? This is what you're doing. You keep pushing this. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't go to the doctor at all. So like, I'm thankful for her,
And you guys work together too. We'll talk about that a little bit. Like you and Wendy work together. And
yeah. Like she's my rock, man. She keeps me in line. She does all the back bookkeeping, collections, dealing with different businesses and different things we're working on. So it's really, she's been real key in helping me as my business has grown and developed.
That's awesome.
She helps me a lot writing copy. We're trying to create systems and processes in our business so it's repeatable. Like we have a whole process for like what the the office manager, office coordinator does. We have our coding specialists, what they do, what the dent technicians are going to do. We have documentation for like if guys come subcontract us with us for hail, how we pay, what we pay, when we pay, what's expected, all that stuff, so everything's clear.
That's nice. It's all cut and dry. You don't have to think about it on the fly. Like it's there. This is what it is. Boom. We're done.
Yeah. And so you can make it repeatable that way. And that we spend a lot of time on that. I'm on my second office person. The first person I had, she was actually a Vince. She worked in weddings, venues. She had a hospitality degree from the same college I went to. I met her at the golf course. And she's like, man, I've been out of work since COVID. And all I can find is this cart jockey job selling, hustling beer on the golf course. And I said, well, you're pretty smart. You can come work for me until, the wedding venues open back up. Because I know as soon as you get, that gets going, she's going to make a lot more money doing that than working for me. So I remember her coming in and helping me took a lot of weight. She answered all the phone calls, did all the emails, kind of what Josh does for Dan is just, a lot of sales work, a lot of follow-up. Because that's the problem with me is somebody called me. I'd be in the middle of something and I'd forget to write it down or do something and then it wouldn't happen. And then somebody called me, hey man, where are you? You said you were coming tomorrow. And it's like,
That's when Amanda's got to keep me on my toes with that shit. Like, hey, if you got something going on that I don't know about, it needs to be in the Google Calendar because I'll do something, I won't think about it.
She's like, you didn't put that on the calendar,
My bad. Josh said he's going to fart in Dan Rikiki's CPAP. Or Dan vice versa. Dan said he's going to fart. Good God. I told Dan I don't know how they get anything done over there. Like they're constant.
That's good, man. If you have fun with that, that's important. Like, but my people said this is like the most fun I've ever had working somewhere. I really like as far as coming to work, they really enjoy coming to work and work with me. So
that's awesome, man. That's what you want. Like,
I'm trying to create a culture here, and that's important to me.
Definitely.
So yeah, Josh does a lot of edge of panel estimates. He loves doing that.
We've been pushing those a lot harder too. That's it.
He'll be right in the center of a hood, and he's gonna put edge of panel. He don't
close enough.
Hey Andy, that vinyl job just quit cutting.
Did it really? He's been cutting vinyl for like 2 hours now.
Goodness. So yeah,
Jack said he's laughing his ass off and waiting on the runway. It's disgusting. I love it. That's what I love about our show. There's no set thing. We just sit here and bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, this keeps it real. Yeah,
exactly. And you said Dan said he's going to fart in Josh's CPAP, but the reason he said that is because Josh said that he woke up out of a dead sleep from Dan grinding his teeth, and it sounded like a rock truck was hauling stone through our room.
Hey Jack, take your headphones off and just let the phone play loud and clear. So everybody let's make this happen. Give everybody a show tonight.
Oh, Tim Green showed up.
What's up, Mr. Green?
Oh man, that's good times.
Oh yeah,
Dan always makes me laugh. It's been a real pleasure getting to know Dan. I've known Dan for many years, but it's like I really know him now.
What's like we were talking about, like Dan. At first, it's hard to figure him out.
Yeah, it's hard to read at first. You can't.
He's a big old teddy bear.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But he is very cut and dry. He'll tell you how it is at the drop of a hat, and I love it. That's where I want to be at. You know?
That's the best way to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you get him and Josh together, it's like goodness.
Yeah, we got in that group text with them before they came on the show. Now it's still ongoing.
There is no group text. It's them two. Yeah. And every now and then it'll be me or Andy will say something. Me, I don't. I just stay out of it. And it's hard to catch up sometimes.
And Jack, since he got an iPhone, I've started adding him to every group text that I'm in, just to like blow his shit up with mine. Like, here you go, bud. Here's what an iPhone. Here comes what comes with an iPhone.
Speaking of iPhone, I
still can't believe he got one.
I can't either. He was all Android.
Yeah.
I think we gave him enough shit. He finally gave up. He's like, all right, you win.
It was because of TikTok. That's the only reason. That's
funny. Yeah, Mr. Viral.
Yeah, he said his phone doesn't stop dinging now.
Yeah,
turn it on silent like I do. I don't turn notifications off, but I turn it on silent.
Well, I got my Apple Watch, and that thing will ding like hell unless I'm used to conversation. So
mine died by like 5 o'clock today. My wife did. It was nuts today.
Mine died about 3 years ago. it just wouldn't work anymore.
Really?
Like, damn.
I loved it when I was trying to do everything myself, because like if somebody was calling or texting, I could be like, "Is this important or can I keep moving?" You know.
Yep.
Yeah, that's real handy.
Yeah.
Now, man, threatens to kill me because it's beside my bed, and like if I'm in the living room or whatever, somebody calls and the watch starts going off, she's like, "Ah!" Like she's ready to kill Kevin Bird a couple of times.
Yeah, I keep mine in the kitchen by the coffee maker.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
Yeah.
Or
Kevin will start texting like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you can't. If you respond, he's calling, so it's going on. So
I've hung out with Kevin a lot at MTE, and he's a super nice guy. I like him.
It's been that. Like I've never met him in person. I'll get to meet him in person at MTE, and I feel like I've known the dude forever already. Like he'll call, and
he's always got like the perfect tan. The Bob Barker tan is what I call it.
Yeah.
Did you see the shirt that Brandon made for him? The Crispy Kevin shirt.
No.
It's like Krispy Kreme, but it's Crispy Kevin.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
No,
you're getting this. Yep.
Yeah.
I needed to make one that had the hot sign on the back.
So where do you have all your t-shirts for sale? Like, do you have them for sale? Do you make them and sell them to other dent guys or what?
Yeah, it's on Facebook. I didn't do a website just because I really hadn't pushed it. It's PDR Apparel, so you can go on Facebook. You should
put a website up, man.
When I originally started, it was when COVID hit, and I'm like, I want some fun shirts for me.
Yeah.
And then people started kind of wanting them. I was like, well, I'll do this. And I've got where I have to get them printed and all that through right now, I'm not very happy with. So I've got to find.
You got to find a more economical solution.
Yeah, but everything's full color, so you can't really do.
It gets expensive.
You can't really do screen print on it. It's got to be either sublimation or now this new type of screen
direct to print, direct to garment stuff is cool.
So I love these shirts.
Like one of my neighbors, they have like 25 of those t-shirt printers, and the shirts it's like an inkjet type printer for t-shirts. It's pretty cool. And then they have a big, huge screen printer, and they'll do like up to 3 colors, I think, is what they do with their screens.
Hey, you're probably better off, Brandon, just buying you the machine to do the shit.
That's what Mandy said. She's like,
just freaking
may just end up having to, but it's expensive, dude.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure you could find somebody local to you that would help, like, do something like that. And it could at least give you advices on design changes to make your cost, where it's worth the while.
Well, it's I originally started out with friends of ours who have a promotional business and stuff. And the only way they could do it was sublimation. Well, when you do sublimation, it doesn't print white. So it had to be white, silver, light colored shirts. And a lot of these have white. I want the white on there.
Right.
And then it got to the point where they weren't very truthful or being very truthful with me and stuff in the beginning.
Okay.
So I cut ties with that.
Yeah.
And then
it's unfortunate when that happens, but sometimes it does.
Yeah. So, but
James-
nobody else around here does the type of printing for some reason.
Well,
It's
there
all
you go.
either
That's your new business.
Yeah.
Buy that shit. So James Bernard said, "Quit being cheap, Brandon. Buy one and put the kids to work." There you go. That's their new business.
Yeah, there's like several companies that'll do that, like that stuff where like you could have a order portal and they won't even make the shirt until it's ordered.
Well, that's what it goes through Teespring.
Yeah.
So when I don't have any inventory,
Right.
when you order, it takes about 3 days for them to print it, and then up to 10 days or whatever to ship out to you and stuff. So it's just the quality on everything's not where I'd like it. Like on the sweatshirts, have problems with it. When you wash it and dry it the first time, it starts peeling off sometimes. You know, and I've had one person, actually one of Matt Boyette's guys, say he ordered a sweatshirt and then he put it in the wash first time and it started peeling off.
Oh,
So,
God.
I mean, I ordered and sent him another one and a t-shirt for, and I said, look, it may do it again. I don't know.
Jackson do what John Vidine does and have them drop ship.
Yeah. But see, a lot of the shirts that are out there, and like Crystal and them too, with the push metal, it's 1 or 2 colors. It's screen printed. That's easy but I like the full color stuff because that's what my designs are. I can't do it 1 or 2 colors because He-Man, Masters of the Universe, Top Gun stuff. I mean, it's you got to have it.
You got to have it.
Hey, I agree with Mandy. You need the shirt idea of Chuck Norris. He don't chase hailstorms. Hailstorms chase him. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
Jackson, he needs a small T-shirt and hoodie.
Yeah.
We need to maybe put in an order, get some stuff for MTE, but it's hard. Like everything's. I mean, we want to do koozies, but they're so expensive because it's multiple colors and stuff. It's like Jesus Christ.
What for the show?
Yeah.
Like you want to do
Ginger
koozies
Bros.
for the show? Just do single color, man. Like don't get crazy with it. Like
You can't do our logo in single color.
You can do Ginger Bros. You know what I mean? Like
we'll see. I'll come up with something. It's not the same.
I know.
I'll be Bruce wants a Ginger Brothers sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Hey, well, they're on there, so you can go on PBR.
I got some Dapper Dent Repair koozies here at the shop. I got some Sioux Falls koozies here at the shop.
Oh yeah, I still got some Sioux Falls myself.
Yeah.
I don't have any Sioux Falls.
Yep. I'm sure you'll get one of MT. He carries them things everywhere.
Oh yeah.
we'll have some there.
Amanda said you can convert an Epson printer into a sublimation printer.
Yeah, they're coming a long way with stuff. I got another buddy that was supposed to. You can actually do the screen print on to sheets.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of like sublimation, but it
And then you do press to press it onto the shirt.
And I've got a press and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've got vinyl cutters and stuff like that. It's just I don't have the printer, which it may be something that we end up doing here.
Yeah. I've got a buddy of I've got a vinyl plotter and I use it for PPF and for cutting vinyl. And sometimes I'll do a job for like a friend or a family member and they'll want some full color sticker. And I've got a buddy of mine that's got like a 24-inch wide, he can print vinyl on 24-inch wide stuff. So I'll get him to make like all the logos in my shop, the printed logos on vinyl. He made all of them. So I'll have him print stuff for me. I can just go by, pick it up, or send Talia to go get it for jobs that we do or whatever.
Brandon, you need to put a link up to the store.
We did like 4 storefronts in our complex.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Like Restore Effects moved in next door and they were like, can we pay you to do like our front stickers and all the stickers inside the shop? We're like, sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just send me the files. They sent me the files, I cut them out, and it's easy.
Yeah, I'll put a link or something in the comments. Let me do that. Printer's like 5,800 turn into sublimation. Yeah, as long as it can print white. That's the only thing. I got to make sure they can print white. Because
everybody's trying to solve your problem, brother.
I know. Well, I've kind of looked into it a little bit, but it's
well, I mean, I've seen your shirts like from different people, but I could never like. I'm
figure it out.
I'm squirrel myself, so like I'll be like, oh, let me look at these shirts, and then something comes up, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Well, I don't push it. I haven't really pushed it or anything like that. It's just
I like them.
I made them because I wanted. It's a great conversation piece. When I first started wearing them, and I'd walk into my body shops or whatever, people start reading the front or the back, and they start laughing. They're like, "Dude, that's awesome!"
Yeah.
You know. NASA needs to make yours way up too.
I don't know. Is he saying you're high?
I don't know what he's Facebook.
Oh, you putting your link up in there?
The PDR.
So TC, what do you got to do with them stickers now? They gonna come out and pick them up tomorrow or something?
Oh, Talia, like you have to like peel the stuff that's in the gap. You know, the weed. You have to weed the stickers is what it's called, and then we'll put like a paper back on it, and then she'll cut them. We got like a cutter, and she can take them and cut them into pieces. So we make like the stickers that the car dealers put on the back of their cars.
Oh wow!
We make them for a few car dealerships, and it takes us like no time. And anybody in the office can weed them, cut them up. And
weeding is horrible.
Yeah,
but those
that's why TC ain't doing that shit.
No, it's not bad because like we've done it so many times, so we figured out how to set them up perfectly. The first couple of times you cut a big group of them for a customer, it is a pain. But once you figure out how you need to lay them out and how you need to cut them, you can cut them really fast. And then they weed. We do like speed weeding, so it breaks them up, so they pull apart a lot easier.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And then we charge them by the sticker, and then we give them a range, like, you know, this much for this, you know, at least 100 is the minimum. You got to buy 100 minimum. And then the price adjusts based off of how many you buy. And a lot of people like it because they can just come by and pick them up from us.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome.
So I back on the PDR apparel. So David White actually, he wanted the G.I. Joe, the PDR, the real body hero.
Yeah.
He wanted that, but with his company logo on the back. So I've created that for him.
That's cool.
Nice.
So he can go on there and order. So I try not to get into that because I've got so much crap going on. But
dude, I mean, we sell so many hats. Like
for your dent repair company?
Yeah, like we have like these Richardson hats.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
And we sell a ton of these, and then we have like a single color sweatshirt it's just a hoodie, you know, with white with our logo, you know.
And people are actually buying it?
Yeah, I know.
Awesome.
Yeah, I usually just give my shit away.
I know.
I give them away. I give them away too, but like people come in the shop and they're like, hey, can I buy a hat or can I buy one? So we put them in.
Absolutely.
Sure can.
Yeah. But you're not making a big margin on that. Or
yeah, I mean, so I learned like there's this company called Logo Up I order my hats from, and they'll send me like a special deal, you know, about once a quarter or once a year, you know, at least twice a year. I get at least twice a year, if not once a quarter, where they're running a hat special, and it's like $9.99 per hat, embroidered, no setup fee, no nothing, and that's when I buy them.
Wow.
So like the last time I bought them, I think I bought 100. I think
Really?
we probably have 15 or 20 left. So it's about time to order another round of them. The next time they send me that deal in the email, then I'll just fire it up and go again. I think that's about as cheap as you can get an embroidered trucker hat.
Yeah. So I'm picky, though. I got to have the fitted hats.
Yeah, this one's one of my original ones. It's a fitted Richardson or something like that, but old
fitted hats get expensive, and I like the flex fit ones.
That's what this is.
Yeah, I like those. I like those.
That's what I usually get. It's like a flex fit. They got some at the local place where I get my stuff done. It's like $14 to have embroidered. It's the fishnet on the back, but it's still fitted. So I'm like, I'll buy the shit out of those.
Yeah. So the last ones I ordered and I'll order again for me are the branded bills. So I created the patch on. It's not my actual logo, but I have incorporated it into my new logo. So it's the state of Alabama with the X, but the X are two PDR.
It's like
tools.
what's in your hat behind you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's two PDR tools. And that's
on
all
the other branded.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of people ask, you know, where they could buy that, and I'm like, well, next time I order, I'll get some. But so we're at an hour and 9 minutes, guys.
Oh, wow,
it flew by.
So we're gonna go ahead and end it because if it gets too long, then nobody will want to listen and watch. So but anyway, I appreciate you coming on, TC, and
thanks for having me.
I can't wait to get to know you better. Hey, John.
I like how John
made it
Valdez pops
here.
on as we roll out.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Don't you know? I love John. He's a great dude.
So yeah, I appreciate it. I can't wait to see you at MTE and get to know
I'm
you
excited.
a lot better, man. So
Well, cool. Thanks for having me on, guys. It was a great time.
Yeah, thank you, TC. It was a
was.
blast.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end this. I'll back you out in the back room real quick, and then just hang in there.
All right.
So appreciate everybody for tuning in, engaging tonight. It was a fun night.
It was.
And so we are out of here. See you.
Tune in next week to see Jack Bucknell.